All right, everyone. Once again, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that is Roy, and we are here for another wonderful episode. Roy, I have the topic today, but before we get started, please hit subscribe. Please hit like. We've been striving just to hit 25 subscribers. We got thousands of views. A lot of people subscribe. We're at 23 currently. Two more makes us so happy. Then we're going live. Then we're going to have prizes. Then we're going to have all kinds of good stuff, even some fan engagement. So please hit the button and subscribe. Roy, our topic for today is going to be sports, one-hit wonders.
One-hit wonders. What does that
All
mean?
right. Well, this year, more than any other year, we've had so many devastating injuries in all sports, but in football in particular. And guys have come in and actually played pretty well. What does that mean for their career? This might be the only time that they get in. So, Tommy DeVito, for example, is he going to be a one-hit wonder, or does he have some staying power? We want to identify what to us is a one-hit wonder, and then fill some gaps on guys that we think in the past might have been one-hit wonders.
Yeah, one-hit wonders. Are we talking about people who didn't reach their potential?
Well, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So I think what everybody would think of when we come to this category would be a Jeremy Lin, right? He came in the league, nobody knew who he was. And Carmelo goes down in New York, and all of a sudden he comes in and just plays lights out at this extraordinary pace, probably for a good 2 months or so. I think that's probably the lifespan of the actually Linsanity and all that kind of stuff. And then he never reached that potential again. It was all, downhill. Now, my question about Jeremy Lin is, though, he still did have a career after that. Pretty long one.
Yeah. He even played some overseas balls. The thing is,
Played for probably 3 teams.
Yeah, he had a trajectory, but the thing is, would that be considered a flash in the pan?
Yeah. What would you consider it?
As a person?
Yeah.
Somebody who I think, when you said that, I was kind of thinking there's been a lot of players, but I kind of think of someone who had kind of like like a college career, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, man, this guy he is great, And I was thinking of Leitner. You know what I mean? He even played on a U.S. team, and really, what did he do? He was part of that Duke team, Hurley, and you just go, well, what did he end up being?
I don't think of him as a one-hit wonder because I don't think he had his moment in the league.
You never I mean? Think he was not like considered a star for just a period of time? Is that what you're saying?
In the NBA. And you can't call him a one-hit wonder in college because he went to school for 4 years. And I think to this day, he still owns many, many, many records for Duke. I'll give you one that I thought of. Peyton Hillis. Do you remember Peyton Hillis?
Vaguely.
He's big white guy, running back for the Cleveland Browns. He basically came in, he was a fullback and started running over guys and running past guys. And for 1 year, maybe 2, but I think it was really 1, he was all world to the point that they put him on the cover of Madden. I think he was in the cover of Madden like 2004.
Now you got me wanting to look it up.
You can look it up. He was on the cover of Madden. And after that season, man, he fell off and he did nothing. He didn't have a career. He didn't have you know, his longevity in Cleveland was basically those couple of years, and then that was it. That would be what I consider a one hit wonder.
Hillis, Madden 12.
2012. See, so he
I
went. He reached all the way to the echelon of the Madden cover, and then didn't do anything.
Wow.
That's a one hit wonder to me. Can you think of any others?
This is a hard one because I'm trying to think of someone who kind of came out of nowhere and then kind of died. Cruz,
Victor
was it?
Cruz. Victor
Victor
Cruz.
Cruz. I kind of thought, he came up in the Giants. What else did he do? What else do you remember? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean he had a little bit of a career.
But not big. Maybe 2 years, 3 years. That's about max. I don't
Yeah.
even think the Giants fans remember him because I think who else came in at that time that might have took his limelight away eventually. But
Odell
I can't
Beckham, I think, is the one who
Beckham.
came in.
Yeah, Beckham. There you go. But it's kind of like Victor Cruz, okay, but he kind of was nothing.
I'm gonna tell you a guy who was definitely a one hit wonder. Because you mentioned the Giants.
Giants.
David Tyree,
Mm.
the helmet catch in the
He was
Super
the
Bowl.
only catch.
David Tyree was the helmet catch.
Wow.
David Tyree had that one season. It wasn't spectacular. That season, he was okay. Uh, uh, had the helmet catch to win the game. Not win the game, but to take them down the field to win the game. And that was it. Like next year, he came back as a Giant, but I would probably say the year after that, he was gone. It was nothing.
Yeah, I don't remember him. I don't remember him at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I
That,
didn't even I thought that was somebody else. I thought that was Beckham who made that catch.
oh no. No, 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 because Odell doesn't have a ring. And he made that catch against the undefeated New England Patriots. And that's how they lost with that helmet catch. And that guy, one of these days, will be the answer to a quiz show because he did so much of nothing after that, you know?
I'm just trying
Well,
to think of somebody.
the problem is that those guys you don't remember because they faded so quickly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the hard part. Um, I'll tell you a guy who I also, at being a Bills fan, I don't even know if you remember this running back, but he was a running back with the Florida State Seminoles. He was a big, powerful back, and then we drafted him. So being a Florida State fan, being a Bills fan, I was like, this is fantastic. And his name was Carlos Williams.
Hmm.
Big dude, bruising back. He was in the backfield in the early days of Shady or CJ Spiller. But he came and they would call him touchdown, Carlos. And he was just pounding the ball inside. After his rookie season, that was his rookie season with the Bills, did great. Came back into camp, totally out of shape. Bad attitude. I don't know what his issue was. Eventually, we traded him to the Steelers. Nothing.
Disappeared.
Did totally nothing and was out of the league. Carlos Williams. That first year, I bet if you looked it up, he probably had anywhere from 9 to 11 touchdowns his rookie year, not as the primary back, not starting off the season as a lead back, and he never was a lead back, actually. That's why I'm thinking it was with like Shady's first couple years with us, because I think we would put him in to pound in the touchdown from the goal line. But then he was busting long runs, and so we started to use him like kind of a dual system. But Carlos Williams is another guy that I was like, man, that guy just faded away to he was gone.
Wow. Yeah, no, I never thought about, about him. Yeah. No. I think this year you probably could say that we have a lot of quarterbacks that have come into the league. I think some of them have played themselves into a contract. I
Mhm.
think a home, and I think teams are thinking this year maybe we need to start carrying more quarterbacks than we've been doing.
Do you think that Geno Smith might end up being a one-hit wonder?
Geno Smith. Mm,
I mean, he didn't do anything. He was a backup for many years. Came in last year, did fantastic after Russ left. This year, I think he just,
Um, no, I think the problem with Geno Smith is you can't over expect of him to do more than what he's doing. He's not really made, I don't think, meant to be a starting quarterback.
mm,
He's a stopgap. He's a second string good quarterback. Same with a good one. I think Tyrod Taylor. That'll kind of be a one-hit wonder. I mean, he's another second string quarterback stopgap. I never think of him as a starter. You
yeah.
know, Flutie.
Mm, don't
Think
you
about
talk
that.
don't you talk about my boy.
I
Don't you
like
talk about
Flutie too.
that.
He was great, but think about every time he came in, he was like, "Oh my God, it's Flutie." But then you start him, and yeah, he was okay, but you know, not really what we needed.
Yeah.
Um, he was different, so he did different things. But then when you got rid of the difference, he wasn't what we needed. He wasn't the quarterback for long term.
Yeah. I think in Buffalo, he holds a special place in Buffalo's heart, but I can't tell if it was just because we hated Rob Johnson so much. Uh, man, Rob was just, he looked exactly like the quarterback you wanted, like body wise, arm wise, you could run. Talent wise, Rob Johnson was what you thought, but he was so douchey and just, oh man, with stupid visor backwards. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I couldn't tell if we just disliked Rob that much or did we love Flutie that much. Um, so yeah, I, I don't want to say it, but you might be right about Flutie. You might be right. Another
Well, and the
guy.
thing is, but he did have success. He,
Mhm,
he had USFL, I think it was, where
mhm,
Canadian League. I can't remember where he played.
yep.
Where I think he might have even had some success. Might have won a championship. Don't remember, but he had success. Then you think about college. Again, he was known for that big bomb throw that he threw. I think people just fell in love with him.
Hey, he won the
But
Heisman, baby.
yeah, no hit wonder, one hit wonder.
And the thing about him too is we can really forget his career with the Chargers. He had a longer career with the Chargers than he did in Buffalo after he left Buffalo, which was after they got rid of Breeze. So, um, you know,
Same, Gary Sanchez, yeah, he has a career. But when he first came out, those first couple years, man, he was doing crazy. Then after that, nobody really even wanted him, you know.
Matt Flynn was a quarterback.
Matt Flynn. I don't remember Matt Flynn.
Well, you shouldn't. Matt Flynn had one game uh, for the Packers that he blew up, right? And won them the game, right? And everybody was so impressed. The next year, on a rare occasion that Aaron couldn't play, Matt Flynn came in and started the game again. And everybody was like, oh, we remember Matt Flynn from him winning the game last time. Came in and threw like 6 touchdowns or 5 touchdowns or something like that. I think it was like the last game of the season, in fact. And I think they sat Aaron down because uh, they didn't want to get him hurt for the playoffs. They were already in. They had nothing to win.
Mm.
This guy, the year after that, goes and signs a huge deal with Seattle. That was the year they drafted Russell Wilson.
Oh,
Matt Flynn never played a down for Seattle. Guys, we want you to tell us, do you have an idea for a one-hit wonder? We are so eager to know because this was a real hard subject, even though I liked it and I thought it was fun, and I'm the one who brought it up, but it was a
that
hard
was
one
hard.
to off the top. You know what I mean? It was hard because you really got to think of guys you've forgotten about and you have to bring up. So please comment and let us know, because we would love to revisit this comment, this content, this conversation, maybe, and do a couple of shorts on your suggestions, on your comments. We would love to do some reviews. I think that will be one of the things we'll implement next year is reviewing the comments and just doing a little Discord on them.
Yeah, please follow, hit the like button, and just keep on keeping on, people. As always, you know what we always say about sports.
Talk to a stranger about sports today.